on your phone. See, that's what I did too.
Robin had to do the phone thing first too.
Start a call without video. That's what I just had to do on my computer to get it to work.
Okay, so I'll try to join. See, I'm not even seeing on the Skype here.
It wouldn't show. You didn't show up either, and so I just started the call that we normally have without video, and then added my video after we started, and that let it call.
Okay, I'll try that. Let's see here.
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in?
See, I can't even join the call. I have to start a new call.
Okay, we'll start a new call and then we'll answer it however we need to.
Yeah. Well, I can't ring the group either. Like I can't do anything.
Well, maybe because we're in a call.
Join call.
Oh.
No video. Join call.
Well, get out of this one and see if you can join on the computer without video.
Oh yeah, this brown university shirt is baller as fuck.
I'm gonna look up see if Skype's got any fucking problems. Also, they'd added Snoop Dogg to Call of Duty yesterday, and then today they added this soundboard of Snoop Dogg sounds.
Try to get strike that bitch. Here comes the drizzle. Drop in like it's hot.
Drop in like it's hot.
Like it's
incoming
hot.
call. Wait. Merge call?
Yeah, try that.
I try. Oh, nope. It stopped Jake's call from working.
Okay, back to what I was doing. Oh, I got distracted on looking at porn. That's good.
Guess I should text Jake and say I clicked the button and nothing happened.
Skype status. Sorry, that's what I want. Skype status.
Oh, Brown University. Hell yeah. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get all 8. I technically have 5 out of the 8, but Princeton is fucking around on my exchange. My little brother bought me he bought me a large instead of a medium. Because he didn't know, even though I put on my Christmas list specifically medium. It's okay. It's okay. People make mistakes. Fucking millennials, am I right?
Right?
But we're doing an exchange. It's a whole fucked up process, whatever. But
restarting, he says.
I have 4 out of 8 right now in my possession. The 5th one is like on order. And so I need Brown, Penn, and Dartmouth, and I'm done.
Gotcha.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, man. I kind of want to see the end of this Philly-Toronto game. 2 seconds left in overtime, tied at 101. What
Do it.
154? Is that right? No, that's NFL. I don't want to watch the Cardinals. Nobody wants to watch the Cardinals and the Falcons, ever. Oh, Joel Embiid. He sucks. He throws up a prayer. And nothing. Okay, well.
Sounds anticlimactic.
It says Skype is having normal service. That's their normal. Liars.
Yeah, Skype's like, nah, y'all fucking up. We good.
Oh. I wonder if I can try to add Jake. No, it says Jake's in the call, so it's up to him to join. Maybe Trying to think of what other options we have.
Trying to ring him right now. On my end, it says he's not in the call, so it gave me the option to quote ring him. So I'm ringing him.
Oh yeah. And I also am calling him. Beep beep beep. Oh. Did Embiid just make it? Oh my God, he hit it. Somebody hit a 3.
Oh fuck.
Embiid. Oops, too far back.
Have we talked about Shaq's career 3-point stats?
Did he have like 1?
He has 1 made, 3 attempted, and all 3 of them are full court shots at not the end of the game, but the end of a quarter. Like the one he made is at the end of like the first quarter. He just hooked it up.
Oh my God.
Did Embiid just win that game?
I think so. Hey. Wow. And they're like, well, there's 0.7 seconds left. So that's good.
Technically enough to get a shot off.
On. It just shows him trying to connect. It's actually showing Ric Flair, and there's like a dotted circle going around his mouth, and he's like, "Woo!"
That's my Ric Flair picture impression.
That's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, that's the best I got. So hopefully it's good enough. Did I show you? Did I show you guys that I built the Mandalorian helmet in Lego?
I feel like you did.
Did I also show you that I built Boba Fett in Lego?
No.
And then this
You
thing
only
like
showed us-
actually.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's super rad. Very, very excited. I'm not like Post Malone and I aren't the biggest Star Wars fans, but the Mandalorian is fucking fire.
Right.
And
Gay
then
Skype has an update.
Boo.
Boo, you whore.
And then of course we love like Book of Boba Fett. Oh shit, what happened?
Toronto missed the front of the rim, like missed it at the front of the rim to tie it. Dang. All right, back to the other game.
But yeah,
anyway.
Book of Boba Fett was awesome, especially the last like 3 episodes where it became the Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yeah.
Gay.
Oh!
Yeah! Hey!
Fucking straight now.
Hey, straighten that right out. Yeah, it was like it's like, hey, a notification. It's the only way I knew the Skype had an update is there's like a 1 over notifications up here, and I click it. It's like Skype has an update. I'm like, thanks for fucking letting me know.
Skype a dickhead.
So I'm ready for the holiday. I've got this comically large.
Holiday.
Ooh.
There's a whole.
I was like, what holiday would this be? Oh.
He's over here with his Snoop Dogg's daily sized.
This is the only holiday I know of.
Oh,
Caramel
right.
Cadbury eggs were 4 for $1 at grocery outlet.
What?
So guess who bought a case? This guy.
Oh, nice.
Who was it?
Who did it? Who did it?
Who was it? Do I know him?
Winco just opened up a new store in Eugene where Shopko used to be, right next to the PetSmart Jake used to work at. And Romo, friend of the show Romo, lives at the apartments right behind this new Winco. And so for the first like 2 weeks they had
Didn't he have a house like a year ago? Can that guy just not settle on something?
Well, he sold his house and made $100,000.
Okay.
So I think he settled on $100,000.
Short play.
I mean,
Yeah.
is that what you're going to be doing? Because I feel like that's what you're about to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close. Not quite $100,000, but enough to make it worth selling the house.
Right.
Anyway, so he goes to Winco, and they were selling Rockstar, sugar-free Rockstars, his favorite kind. Every flavor of Rockstar, but he bought his favorite sugar-free ones, for 88 cents a piece.
Damn.
Similar to Robin saying he bought a case. Like, Romo bought a cart full. He spent like $100 on 88 cents.
I believe it.
Rockstar.
I would too if man.
I have 100.
Yeah, I went to his house.
I have all of them.
I was visiting him while I was down in Eugene last week, right? We were playing some Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. It's an amazing game. And I look over into right next to his mini fridge, and he literally had a stack of Rockstars as tall as I am. Not that I'm very tall, but I'm like 5'9", a pretty average height. He had 5'9" Rockstars.
It's awesome.
I was like, did they look at you funny? And he was like, yeah.
They do that when you find a sale like that and you're like, I want all of them.
I would
They're
like,
like,
oh,
I'm taking
really?
advantage of the sale.
When I
They're
bought-
like, really? They're like,
I
everyone
mean, I
else
just-
might want some. I'm like, fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
I grabbed a box of them and they're like, okay. I was like, yes, there's 48 of them.
yes, I would like all
$12.
48.
Go ahead and let's wrap this up.
Yep. I gotta go.
I got
What is
eggs to eat.
What is it, Parks and Rec or whatever, when Ron Swanson orders all of the bacon, and he's like,
Yeah.
stop, son, I think what you heard me say was I would like a lot of bacon. What I actually said is I would like all of your bacon.
And eggs and
And
bacon. I
eggs,
would like
yeah.
all of the eggs
All
and
of your-
bacon that you have.
Yeah, that's Romo buying Rockstars from Winco.
I like it. Man, I just saw that Amazon commercial where
Don't unionize. Is that what it says? Just,
no,
just yell at
the
you. Don't
fucking-
unionize.
where Medusa is wearing sunglasses so she doesn't turn people to stone. Medusa's
Yeah.
actually really funny, but it made me think of Moon Knight, which I watched today, and it's very good.
Medusa would get it.
I'm this
Especially that one.
episode behind. I'm
Gotcha.
this week's episode behind on Moon Knight.
This
but it
episode is it's
good.
interesting. I'm gonna watch this one again.
I might have to check this show out.
It's pretty good.
It is not just pretty good; it's very good.
It's very
Ooh.
good.
Oh man, I can't believe the Fellowship Against Government.
What is it? The Fellowship Against Government Gentrification
or
or
tyrant
Tyrants.
Or tyrants.
He's sitting there. I wish I had it recorded when he started figuring it out, because he's sitting there. He's like, "Hey, if we shorten that," and then he says it, and I was like, "Oh, you're right. What if
Dang
we
it.
just said Fellowship Against Government?" He's like, "That's not any better."
Yeah, you sent that. You didn't save it though. He said, but then it would say,
Yeah. Oh my god, it was so
I
fun.
was like so excited when I was like Fellowship Against Government Groups or Tyrants, and I was like, there's a better word for the second G and we can come up with it, but this is what we need.
This is
Gentrification.
where we are. Yeah.
And when Jake comes in with gentrification, I was like, it's on. There it is.
Yeah.
like, that's a one.
That's it.
You
I
really
figured
need
that
to
word
hammer.
was like above his pay grade, but I was like, whatever.
It doesn't matter.
He had to
It
ask.
does-
He's like, what's that? What's gentrification? I was like, it's bad.
It's
You
bad.
don't want it.
It's
It's
bad,
bad.
and you don't want it.
It's
Oh.
bad.
It is as bad as governments and tyrants.
Oh man.
Making
And then
it so
today,
all the poor people can't live where the rich people live.
Yeah.
right.
Making it so all
Um,
the rich people can move into the poor people
That's
neighborhoods and
basically what's
save
happening
money.
to Oakland is what's happening. We learned it from Last Chance U.
Yep.
Yeah.
And South Park.
I didn't watch that, but
They had a whole season about it.
I managed to get through today without letting him know the date.
Oh, you have a date.
No.
Oh,
The
today's date.
Yeah. Because he got out of the car and he's like, my fucking dad won't let me talk about the government. Fuck that. It's bullshit. And I was like, oh, all right, let's go that direction.
Like, good morning.
Yeah, right.
Was
yeah.
it Kanye West? Good morning.
Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. Good morning.
And today we become legendary. Good morning, Ian. Look at the valedictorian.
Yeah.
That's a pull away in the DeLorean.
I might need to get the DeLorean Lego set next.
I saw that and I was like, that's so cool. But
It's all like the best part is it's all 3 DeLoreans in one. Like you can build it with the little hook off the back, or the white thing where you can throw garbage in, or the train track wheels. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh
Hit
shit.
Plug that fixed it.
This is the next set that Malone and I are building. It's the medieval blacksmith.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
It's just cool. Like, and it was like,
It is cool.
As far as Lego goes, it was very affordable. It's like $140 set. And I was like, oh shit, okay.
Oh.
Do it up. I thought it was cool, and then I saw the price and I was like, confirmation of radness. Let's get it.
Oh man.
Be like finding Cadbury eggs for $4 Like you just buy them.
The best part is they had posted a picture of their candy supply, and my mom tagged me in it, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, hold up. Hey, Rick,
Hey.
we're going to the store. Let's go. Load up.
That's it.
we got shit to buy.
Fucking Autobots roll out. Let's go.
It's like they made that one Lego of the McLaren F1 car. I'm like, I might get that and then just spray paint it red.
Or at
it's
least
not
you could get the directions and then buy the Legos to make a red one.
Yeah.
Hey Jake. Not that guy. Not that guy. Right there.
Right below.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
He showed it
Yeah.
before we got Skype figured out.
Yeah.
Robin showed me, and
It
his
was on the
blurred
phone.
background
Yeah.
was like focused on Princess Leia statue, and then would randomly
But
focus
there's
on the
the unicorn.
unicorn right
Yeah.
next to it.
It's just
So it was like
here,
Leia,
here,
unicorn, Leia,
here.
unicorn, Leia, unicorn, and I was like,
Yeah.
I know he wants me to see Leia, but it's pretty funny that Skype's like, also a unicorn, just so
Did
you
you
know.
know there's a unicorn here?
It's both.
Oh man.
Are you aware this is here?
So aware.
All right, man. Are you ready for a good ass show?
See?
Yes.
Cool. All right, here we are. We're back again. It's another edition. It's another episode of my show, and I'm going to bring it back to what we were talking about a minute ago. Look at the valedictorian, scared of the future while he hops in the DeLorean. It's that guy over there.
It's me, it's Alex. They brought me back for another week, and as always, I'm introduced by the best to ever do it, that guy. Right over there.
It's me. It's One Take Jake back in the saddle again today. Number 24 in your program, number 1 in your hearts, Jewish Hamilton. We are joined by the third man in the booth, though it would not be the show that we know, the show that we love, and the show that it is today, and the show that sometimes happens because of him, and only because of him. He's the mouth of the deep south. He's the agent of chaos. It's Robin.
Goddamn right it is. God, I got more fucking names than names.
Names.
Got all the names. I got
You
more
even
names than Alex has fucking sweatshirts from the Ivy League.
Well, I've got more rhymes than the Bible's got psalms.
And I don't even know what that means,
Last.
but I'm gonna
And
allow
just
it.
like a prodigal son, I return.
Turn.
Yeah, jump
Anyone
around.
stepping to me, you get burned.
Get fired.
Cause I got lyrics, but you ain't got
Got
none. If you come to battle, bring a shotgun.
Shotgun.
So
Which
one
makes
time
me think of I played laser tag today and they had shotgun mode on it. Yeah.
shotgun mode.
Yeah. So I think I mentioned it to you guys.
You mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I ended up just going into the gym and they're like, "We're gonna play laser tag." I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm in.
Also,
I'm
immediately after this, we're going to have an active shooter drill. But first, laser tag.
Well, no, he says that they're going to play laser tag, and then he goes, "Yeah, we also got airsoft guns." And I'm like, "Excuse me? How do I get involved in this? Because I'm in.
I
Like,
want to be an airsoft club.
because I'm going to shoot this kid right here. I cannot.
between the
I'm
eyes.
going to shoot him right in the face
Right
every
in
single
between
chance
his
I get.
beady little eyes.
Anyway, so they have like he has I don't know 20 sets of laser tag sets, and each gun pairs with your chest thingy, and you've got a pistol, a machine gun, a shotgun, or a rocket launcher. And I was like, well, obviously I want the machine gun, and it's got a reload button, so you're like, I was like, yeah, this is fucking badass. And so I'm like, hey guys, get over here. I'm like directing traffic like it's Call of Duty, and it was awesome. We shut off all the lights, and
That's cool.
man, yeah.
It reminds me of the time I went and saw Muse, and because he's an addict, he has to be on a very strict schedule. Otherwise, he falls off schedule and then does drugs, apparently.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, my time is over. I'm going to go play Fortnite in my car for 7 hours. I'm like, okay, Jason, have a good day. But, they're like, hey, you forgot that there were a bunch of other people that were here that wanted to get pictures with you. And he's like, oh, shit. Okay, I'm on my way back after I finish this game. And so we were all just kind of waiting for Muse. And so in the meantime, we went and played laser tag with the Army Reservists, and like there was one like culvert that I could run into, and I could stand up in the because they're trying to run around and they're trying to play Gears of War, and I'm just playing Leroy Jenkins. So like they're trying to hide behind cover, and I realized that if I stand up in this culvert, not only can I see and shoot over the top of it, but they cannot hit my target. I'm tall enough, like I'm like a tank in the middle of this little laser tag arena now. I'm like, ha ha, come at me, bro. Cometh at me. You will not. Like anyone comes out like, pew, 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 pew. Like, get the guy in the culvert. I'm like, how?
That's
awesome.
Badass.
Laser tag. I love laser tag so much.
I enjoyed it.
It's definitely underappreciated in modern society.
Then while I was sitting there and I got killed, I started looking on Amazon, and I found a thing that lets your aim go better and farther. So I was like, I might just order these because it works with their laser tag that they have.
Get a laser tag.
I thought that would have been so fucking hilarious. They're like, dude, Miller is fucking wrecking everybody. And it looks like he's got some sort of silencer on there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna.
I do.
So that's happening.
So I got to know now, when was the first time you guys played laser tag?
Okay, so.
When and where?
In 1989 at my house.
Oh, he got me beat by a lot, because in 1989 I was 1.
2.
So it was before my middle brother was born, so it had to be 93, 94. In Anchorage, Alaska, there was a place, they called it, and I'm not making this up, at the time it was Laser Rad. But it was one word, and the end of laser was
So
a capital
ad?
Yeah, Laser Rad.
Laser Rad.
Did it have a lot of like neon colors and stuff at the place?
Like
100%.
neon lights.
Yes.
100%.
It looked like Movies 12, the entertainment area.
The thing that they had set up, the setup they had was 3 teams. They had a red, a yellow, and a green team. And you put on these crazy vests that had sensors on your shoulder and your chest, your back, and your hips.
Gotcha. Your neck, your back.
Yeah, exactly. And then like this overly cumbersome gun that was like, it was just, even in the early 90s, it was too big for, like, technology had advanced far enough even then that we could have had smaller guns. But this big fucking like Fifth Element style big ass fucking gun you had to run around with. And it was like my elementary school best friend's dad took me, my friend, and another kid to Laser Rad together, thinking there would be other people there.
Not this time.
Nope, literally not this time. I was the red team. My friend was the yellow team. My other friend was the green team. It was 1v1v1.
Oof.
In this, I mean, this was an exceptionally large arena, as they built it thinking there was going to be like 12v12v12. Like it's
Logically.
it's supposed to be pretty. It's pretty fucking. So, I mean, I ran around Laser Ad for.
Nice.
That's the one I played because it was at home because we just bought the sets.
That's funny.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I ran around
Ding.
the interior of Laser Ad for like 25 minutes and didn't see my friends. Like my first time playing
Like,
laser
did they go
tag was a
home?
lot like not playing laser tag.
That's really similar to my first experience playing laser tag. I went to this place. You may or may not remember. It was called Funbase 1. It's
Sounds
now
awesome.
it's now the Dollar Tree over next to Winco.
Perfect.
Okay, yep.
So this place, and it was right. It used to be. So take it way back. That used to be the Springfield Mall.
Way back.
Take it way back to the 80s,
Right.
90s, and today is crying Brian Durnley coming to you live. Anyway, yeah, speaking of the 80s, 90s, and today, so there used to be the Springfield Mall, and they had like an emporium, and that's all I really remember
It was a
being.
thing.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Yeah.
But right next to it was Funbase 1, and they had like a jungle gym, and it was it was like a mom and pop Discovery Zone.
Okay, love Discovery
Easy
Zone. That
at
shit,
Discovery Zone.
dude, that shit was.
I can be a kid and be on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, love Discovery
On mountain climb. Yeah, hell
We do
yeah.
not own the copyright to this music.
That's okay. No, we
That's
don't.
why-
The only
That's why
Neither
we
do
music.
they.
the only music we're
Yeah.
allowed to use is our intro, which was gifted to us by DJ Famberghini. So shout out once again to DJ Famberghini for giving us the My Show theme. Do,
Yeah.
do, 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 do. That's OG. That's original content. Nobody else has that. You know how like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they have the song that everybody uses. Nobody has the My Show theme. And if you're using it, I'm gonna send you a cease and desist because you ain't got the
Damn
rights.
straight.
Yeah.
We've always talked that the show is successful when we receive our first cease and desist. We don't focus on how successful we are when we send our first.
Oh,
cease and
absolutely.
Right.
desist.
That is not our mark of success.
Just saying. Just
Also,
saying.
I don't know why we're not sending cease and desist right now. So it's funny, like I finally got a taste of success with this baseball team.
Hey.
Hey, we got to win. But one of my favorite things is one of the things in baseball that's funny is like if someone gets a double, every team has their like little tradition that they do, like their little cheer for getting a double. Well, I have got my entire team going sheesh every time if we get a double. So we got a double and like the entire dugout just sheesh. It was good stuff.
That's awesome.
But speaking of baseball, I got a parent update. You may recall
Oh!
Bum, bum, bum.
bam, bam, bam. When we last left our heroes.
And back to Cuntzilla.
Back to Cuntzilla.
That would be a good name.
It might.
That
That's
actually
the
would
I'll
be.
write it
early
down.
leader.
I'll write
Early-
it down.
We're writing it down. That's a clubhouse leader.
And that's with a K.
No, it can't be. It's a different one.
No, it is.
All right. Well, hey.
Funny.
So it seems to me as I look through and let me check the application as it stands now because we've had another thing added to our calendar and so it's possible that this tomfoolery is continuing.
What tomfoolery?
Oh, I'm about to tell you.
Oh.
No
Oh.
tomfoolery as of yet.
All right.
So the second time, the next game after our initial conversation.
Mhm.
Did I tell you all about this? No, I couldn't.
You told us about the first thing where you
Very
were
first thing.
Yeah,
The
okay.
kid got
she
upset.
she came around the
because
back because the kid
Yeah,
was
yeah,
She
yeah, okay, okay.
interrupted the dugout to yell at her kid, and then you were like, "Hey, settle the fuck down, because I'm coaching, and this
Right,
actually
right.
isn't a big deal at all."
All right, so for those of you who are, this is maybe your first episode of my show with Alex and Jake.
Mhm.
That brings us up to date.
Yes.
So She comes to the next game. I walk over to her, and she's already got the stink face on.
The Karen face.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so
If
I'm
she
like-
knew what the stink face is, I bet she wouldn't have it on. Wait, does Alex know what the stink face is?
I don't think Alex knows what the stink face is.
Oh man, you ever heard of Yokozuna?
No, wait.
Big old fat
It was
wrestler.
Rikishi. Rikishi did the stink face.
Yeah, Rikishi. Yeah.
Send Alex link to
Okay.
the stink
Okay.
face while I
Okay.
tell the
Okay.
story.
Okay. Yeah. Tell the story.
So I walk over to her. I'm like, hey, I don't think our last interaction went great. I'd like to leave it where it is. I'd like to move on.
Mhm.
She's like,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
she's like, I'd like to do that too. I'm like, okay, great. I understand that you know a lot about this game. I think that your knowledge would be very valuable if you wanted to come and teach us something at a practice. I would really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is code for, okay, it's time for you to put up or shut up. Come to
Right.
practice and help, or shut the fuck up. And so from this point, I look at her and and she's like, yeah, well, and my arms hurt, and I got work and all that, and I'm like, okay, oh, you got excuses, cool. I got days of the week. And so I say to her, I'm like, I understand your perspective as a parent, and I hope you can understand my perspective as a coach. And to which she replies, well, I really don't.
And then you called her a dumb fucking bitch and told her to get the fuck off the field and never show up again.
No.
Oh, dang.
I
You're a better
said
person
something,
than
but
me.
yeah.
Video sent. Go to 55 seconds, Alex, while he talks.
And
Okay.
so I look at her and I say, yeah, well,
Yeah, well.
I said, that may just be a generational gap in sports experience.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oof is right.
Oof.
Hashtag you're old, bitch.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah, old bitch. You got old titties. But so since that interaction, she has systematically made her player unavailable for all of our games and practices.
Wah, wah.
And up until the most recent one, which hasn't been responded to yet. So I brought this up with the head of the league, and I said, hey, so this happened.
Apparently, Alex
saw
has seen a stink
for the
face
first time. And for those who don't know what a stink face is, a very rotund fat man puts his ass in your face
With like a thong. He's wearing essentially a thong.
a wrestling thong.
Yeah,
if that were a thing.
he pulls those shorts
made it.
in a little tighter right before he does it, and oof.
If you think wrestling is fake, try to fake getting a stink face.
Try to fake it. You can't.
You can't.
So yeah, she's systematically pulled him from the team, and coincidentally, we won. Maybe even ironically, we won our first game without him.
I would definitely say ironically.
Yeah, that's
because
irony. Because it sounds like this kid was actually decent for
He's
his
a really
age.
good player. He's
Yeah.
a really
Yeah.
good player.
So having him removed from the team and winning for me falls into irony, not coincidence.
that's a
So that-
travel.
that's ironic as fuck. Isn't it ironic?
It's like
don't you think?
having a pitcher when all you need is a hit.
It's like Godzilla.
Pulling
in
her
the
kid from the
dugout.
team.
Yeah.
But anyway, so talking to
Isn't your best
the
player
head of
and
the
getting
league.
the win?
Apparently, I'm not the only person who's had to deal with this.
Oh, it's
So,
not
I
a new
mean,
experience.
This is
for
not
the
an
league.
isolated incident.
And
This is not a
nobody
new
warned
experience.
you.
No, but you know what? It makes sense how I got 2 first-round talents in this, with the
Mhm.
second-round pick.
Yeah.
Not only that, it was like
All the other
eighth-
coaches were like,
They
"I'm not
knew.
taking him."
They're like, nope,
I'm
you
not
can have
taking him.
Johnny.
the
fuck
fifth
that.
pick. The 5th pick in the second round, I got this kid. I should have known something was up.
That was like what was the 30 for 30? What's that kid's name? Chris Herron or whatever?
Yes.
That's like, if he doesn't do cocaine, he's like a top 20 greatest NBA player of all time.
Yeah,
But
but he do
it's-
cocaine.
But he did
That's doo-doo, baby.
he did a lot of cocaine and then slipped to like the the very end of the second round, and then also slipped out of the NBA like 4 years later, even though he should have been like the greatest white basketball player not named John Stockton.
Jason Williams.
Larry Bird.
I just said not named John Stockton. That's all I said.
Larry Bird's better.
Larry
Okay.
Bird's better. I'll take Bird.
Perfect. That means that
You've been watching. You've been watching
this
that
guy should have been
Winning
3.
Time. Yeah,
This guy,
he should have
Chris
been number
Herron should have been 3.
Yeah.
Bird, Stockton, Herron should have been top 3 greatest white basketball players of all time.
Instead, we got like either Jeff Hornacek or John Havlicek, neither of which are easy to say and sound basically the same.
I would have said Chris Mullin, maybe.
Chris
Chris
Mullin,
Mullin's pretty
Some
good.
asshole named Jerry West.
Or
Jerry
maybe
West
Sabonis.
was okay.
Fucking Pistol Pete.
Bill Walton,
Pew pew. Bill Walton for a season.
my good friend Bill Walton. He's like,
Did you guys hear about West being pissed off
I was
about
just
the show?
gonna
No.
bring that up. Yep.
No, why is Jerry West mad?
Oh, he's
Fuck him.
mad.
He's
This
always
would
mad.
make him look
Fuck
like
him.
a dick.
Yeah, well, okay.
Like
Jim Rome, I think Jim Rome, for once in his life, said it best. And he basically said 2 things. One, the fact that Jerry West is mad, the real life Jerry West is mad that the dramatic version of Jerry West is an
Right.
alcoholic asshole. And that made him mad, like almost proves that he might be an alcoholic asshole anyway.
Right.
But then, second off, every episode starts with a disclaimer that says this is how do you say that word? Dramatization of real life events. Characters,
biopic.
names, and events have
No,
been.
it's not even that.
changed.
Like
No.
they've said so much that no, this is just entertainment.
This is
and we've
historical
kind of got
fiction.
some of like
we
the
are
great.
okay, so it's like we are adjacent to historical
Yes.
events.
It's
Yeah.
like Magic Johnson is a real person, and he was drafted by the Lakers in
It's like the life of Brian.
1979. Boom. Like, yeah. And so the fact that Jerry
Man,
West is mad about a show that admits that it's like, I guess, lying for entertainment's purposes makes Jerry West look like the asshole that he's being portrayed as in the show.
I want to hear what Dr. Buss has to say. Like,
Nothing, he's dead.
because John C. Riley, I know, but I would like to.
No, I
Would have-
get
yeah.
it. I was
I'd
Right.
like to see what
For the
Jamie
listener.
has.
John C. Riley is so fucking good in this show.
So apparently Kareem came out with criticism of the show, and his criticism was,
Oh.
quote,
There's a
it's-
list.
it's boring. He thinks the show is boring and basically too slow.
That was one of the things.
I thought that was hilarious. And then Spencer Haywood came out and was like, yep, I chopped the end of my dick off. Like, he just like straight up confirmed that he was like, yep, I circumcised myself and my older brothers helped me do it.
Whew.
I was like,
Yeesh.
oh, damn.
Things you
Yeah.
don't want to have to do as an older brother.
Things
Alex,
don't
can you
wanna-
Well,
imagine?
it's any
can you
human
imagine?
being.
Let's be Alex for a minute. Imagine you and Chase had to do the fucking Krippendorf's tribe scene on Bailey.
No. Well,
Like, put it on the log, kid.
I get at that point, like Chase and I are over there in the corner doing rocks off for like, okay, do you want to pinch and hold
You're
or
over there
cut and
getting your
snip?
rocks off.
Oh, this motion looks bad to figure out who wins. Shit.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, so Magic, Kareem, Spencer Haywood, Jerry West, and there were like 3 other guys I heard about today all complained about the show. And I was like, you guys, it's just
It's just,
I mean,
it's just a show.
It's TV, and you guys just happen to like the only thing that's true is the big picture.
The big picture of like Magic Johnson was drafted in 1979.
Right.
Kareem was on the team at the time.
Oh, and they were tall and they played basketball.
Yeah, like Dr. Buss bought the team that same season pre-draft.
I have a feeling the shit about how he moves stuff around with real estate and properties to buy the team. I have a feeling that stuff really happened.
Oh yeah, that like
Yeah.
that's such a minute part of
I
the
thought
overall
it was
show.
I thought it was like a big deal because the way I'm watching it, I'm like, that's crazy to be like, I'm gonna buy this team. I don't actually have the money.
I don't have $86 million, but
Right.
I bet you I can trick this guy
but
into
I'm gonna
thinking that it's
figure
okay.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah. That like I heard when the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, this is awesome. I'll buy him.
Yep.
Okay, now I got to find $86 million. Cool.
Yeah. And figure out how to make this make me money because I'm gonna be broke.
Yep. Because and like in the newest episode where he's talking about being broke, literally being like, the bank is like, hey, you're gonna pay us our money, and he was like, hey, guess what? No, I'm fucking not.
Yeah.
And they were like, wait, what? And he goes, and you're gonna like it. Like it's the equivalent of like you're gonna do two things, nothing and like it.
Yeah.
That's it. And by the end of the episode, they're like, yep, we'll give you a 6-month extension, blah, 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 blah. Pay us in June. And he was like,
at 30%.
yeah, he's like, by then, I'll have so much fucking money, it won't matter.
Because we're gonna win a championship.
Booyah.
Yeah.
Booyah, bitches.
And
You
They
guys
did-
want another? What?
When I
go ahead.
started watching the show, like it really made me look into how Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were both rookies in the same year, but they were drafted in 2 different years. Like I had to figure that thing out. That confused me.
Well, it's like how wasn't it Joel Embiid got another rookie year after
Something
he
like
did
that, yeah.
something weird.
Yeah. It's similar, but Larry Bird chose to sit out and he was going to how did they put it? Like he was gonna go re-enter the draft the next year. That was what the plan was.
so was it like he just
So
didn't
he
hire
didn't-
an agent?
He wanted
and
more
so-
money, and no, that wasn't it. You could have an agent back then. He was
Oh.
drafted by the Celtics, but the Celtics, they didn't want to pay him the money that he wanted, and so he's like, fine, I'll sit, and then I'll just get redrafted next year, and somebody else will give me the money. Well, the next team was going to be the Lakers. Ended up with the number 1 pick, I think, for some reason. I don't know. I read all about it. Like, if you want to know, just go look it up. It's interesting.
How did they so he got drafted?
See, now I got to look it up.
No. I'm just curious because they played in the NCAA championship the year that Magic got. So Larry Bird got drafted the year before, sat out, played another college year, and then just decided.
Larry and Magic didn't. I don't think Larry and Magic played in the same final year of college. I'm looking it up again.
Well,
One of them was a junior. One of them was a senior.
According to Winning Time, the historical fiction we're all praising, Indiana State and Michigan State played for a national title, and Magic Johnson won.
Yeah, that happened.
And then they both got drafted.
So in 78, Bird got drafted by the Celtics as the number 6 pick. And then in 79, the Lakers had the number 1 pick.
Right. So what I'm saying is he got drafted at the number 6 pick, told them to fuck off and went back to college.
He didn't go back to college though. I don't think. Did he?
He threatened to go back to college.
I think that's what it was.
So wait, so Indiana State played Michigan State in 78?
Yeah.
And then Magic played another year in college, and they just don't talk about that in the show at all?
Because it was a big deal to be a junior drafted at that time. So Larry Bird being drafted, Larry was a year older,
right,
in school. So Bird wasn't even eligible to be drafted when he won it, or Magic wasn't eligible to be drafted when he was won it as a sophomore.
Oh.
So Bird was in the finals as a junior, Magic was in the finals as a sophomore.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's the whole thing was confusing because I was like, I don't understand that because that's not how things happen. But
yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay, I think I'm following this now.
While you guys are looking at
so he did play another year of college in 79, but Bird ultimately decided to play his final college season, but the Celtics retained their exclusive rights to sign him until the 79 draft because of the NBA's junior eligible rule that existed at the time, allowing collegiate athletes to be drafted when the player's original entering class was graduating and giving them 1 calendar year to sign them, even if they
you
went
risk
back
your
to
vote,
college.
if you risk your vote and everyone else protects their vote, you get an extra vote at tribal council.
Yep, that's it.
Gotcha. I did not
So-
know that. That is interesting as fuck.
That's why I was looking it up, because I knew that Bird was drafted the year before, and so it confused me because I didn't understand how that whole thing went down.
So do you guys want another update, or do you want a new story?
No update.
Update on
Sure.
parking.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
recall we have the Somalian parking war going on right now.
Mhm.
Look at me.
Um,
Look at me.
Look
I'm
at
the
me.
captain now.
I am busting windows now. So
Mhm.
they have lost 3 windows and a windshield at this point. And today, like we were the company I work for went out and they were cleaning the front area, and then they're like, well, hey, go over there and clean up, over by the fence. It's over by the freeway. Like people come here, like it's representative of us as a company, so on and so forth. Well, they found a whole bunch of like piss jugs and shit over there, and like the owner of the company I work for got fucking mad, and so he went and got those big ass like cement blocks,
Mhm.
that they used to
The median
Jersey barriers.
retaining
Those are
walls.
called Jersey barriers.
Yeah, so they went and got Jersey barriers and started putting them on alongside the road, and putting them like in front of these trailers and stuff. So people are like, he's like, so I was like, what are they gonna do? I'm like, they're gonna have to get towed, is what they're gonna do, which is
Oof.
going to be expensive. So this whole thing, and the son of the owner was out there doing it, and so it was him, one of the guys from maintenance, and the owner was supervising it. And I come rolling up in the Jeep, and I see that one of the truck drivers is like getting into the face of somebody else, and I come rolling up. I'm like, just let me know.
Wish a motherfucker would. Like a
just-
tree in this bitch.
Yeah,
I'm ready to be the captain.
just let me know. And so like I got waved through. I'm like, God dang, just letting you know that the cavalry is always coming.
Mhm.
There's a
Everywhere.
lot of us here, and there's not that many of you. So all that to be said, like he's up in the owner's son's face, and he's like, no, you can't do this. This is city property. Like it's illegal for you to put this here. He's like, oh yeah, you work for the city? He's like, yeah, I do. And he's like, okay, write me a ticket then. Write me a ticket for putting these here, and then while you're at it, go ahead and write yourself a ticket for illegal parking.
Bum bum bum.
And so I went to McDonald's earlier today, and I saw that one of those jerk offs was hooking up to his truck and bugging out like the Russians at the end of Top Gun.
Inverted.
So yeah, that's going on, and I imagine that the putting out the rocks will continue.
The saga
The saga
continues.
So as updates pour in, and I'm becoming increasingly brazen as I drive by. I've been giving them the finger every time, but now I feel like I've got the subliminal backing of the owner of my company, who is outwardly saying "fuck you guys."
Yeah.
You have the subliminal backing to do what you're doing, as long as you're willing to have the private conversation with your boss who says you can't publicly do that, even though I fully support it.
And well, here's why I feel fully comfortable doing it. I have no branding on my vehicle.
Oh, well, there's that. You didn't mention that to start.
Yeah.
I'd take a piss on them, literally.
Just like stick my dick out the window as I'm driving by.
Yeah, like, well, fuck them. That's like the asshole that lives at the. So my parents live on Wickwire Lane.
Man, imagine that dude showing up and putting a 40 piece on you.
Left-handed.
Lefty.
Left-handed. I had so my parents live on Wickwire Lane with the friends of the show, the Wickwires.
The Wickwire.
And at the entrance to Wickwire Lane, an asshole lives. He's a real piece of shit.
Very true.
He's a real piece of shit.
Hate that fuck.
And like I did my time. I did my everything to be as nice and kind of cordial as I needed to be, as to not make the situation worse for the Maxwells or the Wickwires, right? Ignore it. Everything's fine. But there have been
I didn't feel that compunction.
Well, you were in a better position than me, because
I didn't live there.
I felt that compunction until he was an asshole directly to me multiple times. Specifically, there was this one time I turned onto the road, and I used to drive pretty fast down that gravel road, to the point where I had all of the potholes like memorized.
Yep.
And
You
at
knew where to
about
swerve.
at about 30 miles an hour, which was much too fast for this gravel road that I live on, I knew exactly, okay, right, 1, 2, left, 1, 2, 3, right, 1, left, 1, right, 1, 2, left, my driveway. Like, I could do it in the dark with my fucking headlights off and not hit a fucking pothole.
I believe it.
This was a day where I did not do that. I pulled onto the road and I went my 10 miles an hour real slow down the road. It's a Friday afternoon. Nothing's happening. And I get right past the asshole's property, and he comes screaming out into the road holding what looks to be a piece of wood, a 2x4 or something. It could have been a different object, but it was meant to be menacing for sure. So I slam on the brakes, and at this time I have a currently now ex-girlfriend of mine, because I married a different woman, and both of my little brothers in the back of the car. And I slam on the fucking brakes to the point where they all surge forward, right? I put that thing in park, and I step out and I look back, and this guy's probably 100 feet away. And I just scream at the top of my lungs, "What the fuck is the problem, you piece of shit?" And he points and he's yelling, but I can't make out what he said. Like, it was just kind of a mumbled yell, I'm sure. Yeah, he was just as worked up as I was, and I'm the distance and stuff. And so I just, when I heard him stop mumbling long enough for me to say something, I said, "Fuck you, asshole." Straight up the Terminator reference right there for any of you who got it.
Fuck you, asshole.
I said, "Fuck you, asshole," and I got in my car and I drove home, right? Finished it. About an hour later, he calls the home phone. We still had the home phone back then. This is
called the house.
This is the late 2000s, so like 2008, 2009. He calls the home phone and ended up apologizing to Mama Maxwell because he, quote, thought I was Donna Wickwire. That's what he said. Let me break this down for the listener and on YouTube, the viewer. Donna Wickwire is an amazing human being. Absolutely
Nicest
exceptional.
person I've ever met.
Amazing. At this time,
Donna Wickwire is a saint.
Yeah.
Donna Wickwire is a saint.
At this
That's the name
time,
of this episode.
yeah, it is. So at this point in time, Donna Wickwire is late 40s, possibly early 50s, full-grown woman, not a 19-year-old teenage boy. She drives a BMW SUV, not a silver 2004 Ford Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is nothing to suggest that he thought this was Donna Wickwire at all.
Drugs.
Drug asshole. Like, and he called. My mom answers. It's this asshole. He explains the whole situation. She kind of gives him the old like, oh yeah, okay, fucking sounds good. Hangs up. Like 2 days later, he's out in his front lawn as I'm leaving. So I'm going the opposite direction now. I'm leaving Wickwire Lane. And he like waves me down. It's just me in the car. So against my better judgment, I roll down the passenger side window and He's at his fence, kind of talking to me through the window. It's a good 6 feet kind of a thing. It's real close. And he goes, "Hey, I just want to apologize because, you know, I thought you were someone else, you know, the other day." And I just looked at him right to his face and gave him the old Terminator. Yeah, fuck you, asshole. And rolled the finger off. Don't you fucking lie to my mom, and don't lie to my face. Admit that you're a fucking piece of shit. The three of us can all admit we're assholes. Why can't
all the
you?
time?
Oh,
I enjoy it. Yeah.
Like,
I eat plenty of spaghetti and meatballs.
yeah, like just fuck off, dude.
And I have carried that flag, and I have eaten that beef with regularity so frequently. Like I will stop adjacent to his property just to punch the accelerator on the gravel.
Which is it's so funny because I did the same thing a bunch, and then both my father Jeff Maxwell and the patriarch of the Wickwire family, Mark, both came to me and was like, hey, don't do that. We're the ones who fixed the road. Like, dragging it with a tractor, you just make it harder for us. And that guy doesn't
do it anyway.
Give a shit. And I was like, you know what? If Mark is coming to me with this, all right, fine.
Never came to me with it. Never once came to me with
it. But he was like, hey man, of all the things to do to that piece of shit, just don't do that. Like, we're gonna drag the road because it's what's best for all of us who live at the end of the road and want to avoid potholes. So just don't make it worse. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
I've had at least one, definitely more than one, all eye contact middle fingers.
Oh yeah, that just 100%.
That's about as hard as I can do it, man.
Mean, yeah,
that's what she said.
The hands shaking.
I am extending my finger so far. That's what she said.
Was it Aqua Teen Hunger Force, where it's just like boop, boop, boop,
yep.
Boop, boop.
That's exactly what
the
it is.
The old three-knuckler.
The old three-knuckler. A six-knuckler, if you know her well enough.
Heyo.
Heyo.
Oh God.
So from that, like, I got stories. I got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Stories.
Yeah, I got stories. I can't tell most of them, so.
That's fair. I can't tell mine. I have NDAs, but you know, fuck them. So I'm driving around in the flatbed, and I decide, after driving all the way to Lakewood, which is south of Tacoma. For those of you who don't know the area of the Pacific Northwest, I live in Seattle. Tacoma's about 30 minutes south of me on a nice day, and then Lakewood is about another 10 to 15 minutes south of that. So I'm deep south.
Deep south.
The deep south. And trust me, they believe they're gonna rise again. So
I've had enough Viagra. This shit's gonna rise again.
It's gonna rise again. So I pull into the old 7-Eleven thinking, you know what I want?
Oh.
Hot dog and a rock star.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I want. So I go in, I get my hot dog, I get my rock star. Right about the time I pull in, though.
Turns out it came with a show.
It came with a show. So right about the time I get there, this guy who looks homeless, he's trying to get into the 7-Eleven, and apparently he's the kind of guy who steals real bad.
Like, steals poorly or steals a lot?
Is bad at stealing?
No, he steals real bad. You know,
Okay.
Some people steal casually. He steals real bad.
Yeah,
you sent me a video
like
about this.
Johnny
on
Knoxville.
Yeah. Like the T-Pain video you sent me. Some people steal real bad. You know, the kind of people you wouldn't invite to your house because you like your stuff.
Right.
Okay.
So this guy, like, he keeps trying to come in, and this woman comes out with this like, straight up comes out with a crowbar.
An actual
crowbar, and like starts swinging at the air in front of this guy, like, like, I'm gonna fuck you up if you don't get the fuck out of here, motherfucker, and like just screaming at this dude. And so I'm sitting there like, can I get the hot dog? I need to see this. I need the hot dog. I need the hot dog. So I get into and like, I've locked the truck because I don't want to allow the opportunity for this guy, who clearly looks like he's trying to find an opportunity, don't want to give him one.
Mhm.
So I get back in the truck and I start recording. But at this time, she's come out with a crowbar like 2 or 3 times at this point and is like brandishing this thing at the guy. And it's important to note at this time that there is an egg-headed mid-50s to early 60s white dude sitting outside by the red box having a cigarette because we're in
Okay.
Lakewood.
Yeah.
So like I find out this is the manager of this 7-Eleven. That's like
Wait,
Yeah,
the
why
red
and your
box
manager
guy?
B?
no, the one
Yeah.
with the crowbar is the manager.
Okay.
Okay.
And so she's talking to the guy and she's like, yeah, this is what's going on. He keeps trying to come in here. He steals people's cell phones and steals people's everything, blah, 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 blah. Like, he's that guy. And so he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. And so the guy tries to go back into 7-Eleven and now this white dude has intervened. And he's like, and so Humpty Dumpty's like getting between this other dude and the 7-Eleven. And the homeless guy like takes a step back and puts the dukes up like he's going into some sort of like weird boxing stance, but it only lasts for about 3 seconds because he just says, I can walk around this guy. And this guy, the other guy decides I can walk sideways. And so he blocked him before he get to the door. And so like,
I picture the fucking crab song for the crab commercial with LeBron.
Yep.
Bam, 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 bam.
It's like, you don't get 7-Eleven, you cannot go in there. But yeah, so by the time like I ate my whole hot dog watching this shit, I was like, I was gonna eat this on the road. I might have to go back in and get another hot dog. Like,
hope the matinee's just as good as this.
wow, I was here for 2 shows. They are fantastic.
Amazing. Amazing.
Speaking of shows that aren't fantastic, The Batman is mediocre at best.
I tried to warn you guys.
Tried to warn him.
Well, I watched it for free on HBO Max.
That's fair.
And my biggest complaint isn't even that it's a bad Batman film, because as far as Batman flicks go, it's pretty okay. It's a good Batman story. It does fall victim to the same thing that Jake and I have been complaining about for years. Every story that has the Joker, I think, man, I really wish I could see a story without the Joker. And then I watch a story without the Joker and I think, holy shit, I wish this had the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And it technically does. Spoilers, whatever, but not really at all. And it doesn't matter. And
yeah.
But my biggest complaint is that they wrote it's 2 hours and 56 minutes long. For all intents and purposes, it's a 3-hour long movie. And they could have cut out literally 30 minutes of screen time if they just would have had Robert Pattinson turn around a minute earlier at literally the end of every fucking scene. There's a scene. He walks in. The mayor dies. Spoilers, I guess. I don't care. The mayor is dead, and Batman sees the mayor's kid. And the kid is talking to like a police person off in another room, kind of he's looking through a doorway, and he's staring at this kid. And the movie goes out of its way to show him staring at the kid for at least 45 seconds, probably over a minute. And I understand the symbolism, right? Bruce Wayne watched his parents die. This kid is going through a very similar situation. There's some sort of emotional connection that Batman will never admit to. And he's staring at the kid. And he's staring. And Robert Pattinson has this weird thing where one eye is naturally squinted all the time. So he looks like he's like, I don't know, inquisitive, not like brooding. He's like, what's going on over there? It's really fucking weird.
He looks like Popeye.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then,
why did you say that name?
Right? Not yet Commissioner Gordon. I think he's a lieutenant in this movie.
How many times does he have to become a commissioner?
The motherfucker's got to start over every fucking week.
Every time. Well, here's what you pick when you're writing a Batman story arc. You either pick to show Bruce Wayne's origin or Commissioner Gordon isn't a commissioner yet. You don't get both. You get origin story and he's the commissioner, or you get Batman and he's a lieutenant.
What about the Nolan verse? Because that's got both.
No, that's what I'm saying. You get the fucking origin story, and Commissioner was a commissioner by the end of that first movie. It was so fucking quick. He might as well have been a commissioner for the whole fucking thing.
No, he didn't become a commissioner until the second movie.
Yeah.
Cap.
Okay,
Because
there you
the
go.
Joker.
No,
Dark
here you go.
Knight.
Here you go. Nolan
Ah.
is the exception that proves my rule. You're
Okay.
welcome.
Okay.
Anyway,
Allowed.
All right.
so not Commissioner Gordon goes, "Hey man, let's get out of here," and then Batman stares at the kid for another fucking minute. Don't.
Maybe the
Just-
kid stole something real bad. Like, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe he steals real bad.
Batman's like, "I'm gonna get my bat crowbar and come after this little fucker." No,
It would be a bat bar, not a crowbar. Different animal.
every single scene is like Batman being told it's time to go, and then he does whatever he's doing for
But then
30
he
more
goes.
seconds. For 30 more seconds. Hey man, we got to get out of here.
He's like, hang on, I gotta get this.
It's like the
on,
opposite of the
Farmville.
Nolan one. You know, like he's just gone,
Yeah.
and this Batman doesn't know how to be a ninja yet.
If the Batman was 2 hours and 30 minutes long, it's probably really fucking good. But it's not. It's 3 hours long, and there's a half hour of fucking nothing in that movie, and it's stupid.
I do want to
But
see
also, it was
the
pretty good.
Penguin TV show that they're planning on doing.
They're also apparently planning an Arkham series that
Another one?
like it's specifically called Arkham. It's set in the asylum, and it's apparently going to have the kid who plays this new Joker as the Joker in Arkham.
Mm.
And I was like, that's kind of an interesting tie-in and could be nice, but like as they call him, Pattinson, meh. I'm pretty over it already. Like the fact that like Catwoman looks like she's about as buff as Batman in this movie with the suits and stuff, I was like, that's.
Still want to be hot.
I mean, Zoe Kravitz could get it. I'm not gonna lie, but like
Sure.
it's just when they stand next to each other, I was like, man, this guy is not intimidating enough, or maybe she's too intimidating. I don't know what the problem is, but Matt Reeves did not get it right. 2 + 3 = 6, and I was like, that's not how math works. That equation doesn't work in my head.
Like, no. Bad.
And I don't like it when Batman is an asshole to Alfred in any context. That pisses me off. That's like such an old school way of like, by the time Bruce Wayne becomes Batman, he shouldn't be brooding towards literally the last vestige of family that he has left.
Yeah.
Like, I get when you want to go like that show Gotham style where Bruce Wayne was like 10 and he's still pissed off that he lost his parents and is a little bit like, hey, Alfred, you're not my dad. Like, I get that. That makes sense to me.
Right.
But
you would expect that out of a kid that lost
Yes.
his parents.
But by the time you're like 27 and a legitimate vigilante, like you'd think you'd get past it and be like, yeah, Alfred, you're the only one who knows I'm a superhero, so I guess we're cool. Like, just get there.
Well, because you got to trust somebody, right?
Yes. And so, like, he instills all of this trust and information with Alfred and then turns around and is like, you're not even a fucking Wayne, you fucking degenerate piece of shit. And I'm like, settle down there, buddy. Like, settle the fuck down.
Did they
So-
make this movie like because they were gonna lose the rights to
The
Batman
IP
or something?
probably.
Yeah, like is that the
No.
reason
No.
they just decided to start over? Like
No,
Batfleck is still
Yeah,
he's
the
good.
Batfleck was enough to retain the rights as far as Warner Brothers is concerned. That's like that counted 100%. The Batman vs Superman, like he's a titular character, he's a main protagonist. That counted. They definitely did not have to make this movie to keep the rights the way Fox made all of those shitty Fantastic Four movies.
So
Or
from
the
what I'm
Spider-Man.
hearing
Yeah.
here is that essentially Robert Pattinson is the George Lazenby of Batman.
sure because I don't even know who that is. So
He
George
was
Lazenby.
James Bond once
Yeah.
for
Oh.
Majesty's Secret Service. He's the one who got
It-
married.
just given the choice between this or Peacemaker, give me Peacemaker all
Peacemaker.
day. All day.
Like, I would
Yeah,
root,
really
like
what?
Batman's
Like-
my favorite superhero, and
Yeah.
I would root for John Cena Peacemaker against Robert Pattinson Batman if everything I'm hearing is the case.
Okay, real quick, because Peacemaker because you guys brought up Peacemaker and how, like, I guess, real that show was, set in a superhero universe, right? Like, people got hurt and fucked up, and then also there were superheroes, so it was this beautiful James Gunn culmination of realism and fantasy all at once.
Yeah.
Having a bulletproof suit does not make you a superhero, and Matt Reeves definitely leaned into the whole "you can shoot Batman and he doesn't care" thing way too much.
Shoot him in the fucking face.
Every fight scene included somebody shooting him in the chest, and then a large group of bad guys also collectively not realizing that it doesn't matter. Like, if I watched Jake shoot a man in the chest and that man kept walking towards us, I would not subsequently shoot him in the chest again. Legs, maybe. Face, preferably, but not the chest. And every fight scene is several minutes long of just bad guys shooting Batman in the chest without realizing that, like, hey, it's bulletproof, you fucking idiots. It's bulletproof.
No. Can't do it.
They don't get it.
What?
I mean, even the Arkham Knight was like, you're gonna shoot him between the plates. That's where he's vulnerable.
Yeah. And that, never mind, we don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
We don't need to go back. We don't need to go back down.
No, we're not going back. We're not going
back.
Can
we go back to James Gunn, kind of?
Yes. Absolutely.
Did you guys see the trailer for the Thor: Love and Thunder movie?
I have not.
God damn it!
Send it again. I'll watch it.
I don't watch trailers.
I know you don't, and I hate it so much.
I hate it.
I hate it.
I started watching it, and then I.
Is he doing Love and Thunder?
No, it's Taika
Waititi.
But still, it's like half Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but then
have you guys watched our Flag Means Death?
I watched the first episode today.
It's pretty good.
I've been wanting to watch it, and then I keep forgetting. Is this it?
All right, I got it.
Say it. Okay. Yeah.
He's walking through the fire.
And it's got a fucking great soundtrack.
But it's not Wigwam.
I need to figure out exactly who I am.
And this week's episode will not be posted to YouTube.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
Yeah, we will.
As long as I keep talking, we'll be okay.
Yeah, exactly. And you can still see us, like.
And also, we're doing this. We are officially doing this for review purposes or for parody, which means that we are protected under fair use
or
clause.
parody, and it's a terrible version. Like, you can't even tell what it is.
I do like I like the idea of Thor having to get in shape, Mr. Incredible style.
Right? Wasn't that
That's
cool?
pretty
He's
awesome.
He's like, I was fat Thor. What do you want? And then you see Stormbreaker can summon the Bifrost, and then you saw Zeus, and then one of the gods that Christian Bale killed. Valkyrie is King Valkyrie.
Wait, Christian Bale?
Yeah, he's in this movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then
so he gets the DC Marvel treatment also?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I would rather not, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you see Natalie Portman.
It's just Portman.
Portman? That's a chick.
And she fucking.
She definitely.
Apparently, she's like buff as hell. She got buff as shit for it.
Yeah, she looks pretty big. Like even in the picture there, you can look at her arms.
Yeah, she's pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, she's certainly buffer than Padme.
She'd still get it.
I mean, if you want to port that man, I don't judge you.
What about a portmanteau?
Check her port and starboard.
It's very posh.
I would inspect her bow and stern.
Heyo.
It'd be keel to stern.
Hey,
I'll do all of it. I don't care, top to bottom. I'll swap.
Gotta listen to Yachty Man over there.
Yeah, that's my
poop deck. Oh god.
Well, these people, they could have been anywhere in the world. We were leaving on that. We're not getting any better than that.
Nope.
They could have been anywhere in the world. They're here with us.
I'm tagging Natalie Portman in this video.
Yeah, I wish I was tagging Natalie Portman. But for this episode, this edition of my show with Alex and Jake, Good night, universe.
Go Ducks.
Go
Spring
Ducks.
game. Spring game.